Starfleet Academy, episode 6. Well, this one opens with a sex scene between Caleb and Tarina. Yeah, nobody got time for this.
Oh, thank God.
The cadets get their very first training exercise and they have to board the Miyazaki ship and then reboot it, basically bring it back to life, and they win the exercise. They are split into two teams to do this. And you know what? Overall, this episode is kind of okay, especially if you're a fan of Paul Giamatti, because I think he really does stand out in this episode. So the cadets are ready to board the Miyazaki, and they go over there and they get on the ship, and within 10 seconds, these motherfuckers are already in trouble. Well, what do you expect from Retard Academy? They've been captured by I think a new enemy, the Furies. I've never heard of them before, but these motherfuckers is creepy. And guess what? They like to eat people. They like to eat stupid people. So naturally, Starfleet hits up Holly Hunter and they say, listen here, okay? We don't know what the hell we're doing, okay? So we need you to get a hold of Braca, all right? Paul Giamatti himself. We need you to call him up because we know he used a weapon against the Furies before, and he got away alive, okay? So you need to hit him up. We don't know what we doing at Starfleet Academy. Oh, as far as new species go, I mean, they're all right. They're cannibals, and they got a couple interesting effects about them. Like, I like the sound. They make, like, clicking noises. But also, they got this weird, like, phase effect on them. Not all of them, but sometimes they have, like, a phase effect. It just reminds me of Dune, like the blur effect. That's all. Caleb and the boys decide they're going to try their luck and push against the Furies. And well, that ends tragically. The man himself appears, Paul Giamatti, and he really does run this episode, to be honest. Like he actually does make this episode kind of interesting. And he makes some demands here. He gets what he wants in the end. But Holly Hunter is definitely acting real cocky with him in these scenes here, that's for sure. But it's getting real personal. Anyways, back with the cadets, Bavi actually has a genius idea to use the comic that actually talks about the events of the Miyazaki to learn about the whole history here so they can figure out a solution. When suddenly you get some mind fuckery style, Tarina is basically looking through the eyes of Caleb. That's how she describes it. And it's like, what is going on here? Tarina gets a little bit of a Rambo moment because she's speaking to the chancellor and the rest of the leaders. And, you know, she basically says, listen, I can actually rescue the cadets very easily, basically. You just have to send me in. Send me in. Giamatti ends up getting everything he wants. The dilithium redistribution being cut off from Tarkega 1. There's a lot of different elements actually happening in this little bit here. Starfleet also cooks up a plan to bring in the Sargasso Interpelled class, which is supposed to basically hit them with the sonic weapon to disrupt them just long enough where they can beam everybody out safely in one rapid succession. And then in between all that bullshit, we got more mind fuckery with Tarina. And you know what, man? It's like, what the fuck is going on? Well, time for the big event. The Sargero shows up. The Braca shows up. But, geez, what do you know? They're working together from the very start. And they pull one over on the old dumbass fucking retardo Starfleet. Meanwhile, on the Miyazaki, our friends, the Furies, blow through the shield. They come on inside the bridge. Now prepare yourself, friends, because, well, this is where it gets crazy. Because they charge directly at Kyle. And our friend Jaden Prime pushes them out of the way. Another Fury comes in and shoots Bave right in the chest and kills his ass. Can you fucking believe it? The only one who's not retarded gets killed. Okay. Well, buckle on in, kiddos, because this is where it gets super DEI. Oh, I said it. You know why? Because suddenly Caleb gets pulled into another dimension. That's been happening a lot this episode. But he gets pulled in another dimension. They call it Tarina's safe space. I'm not even kidding. And in here, she's like, listen, Caleb, at least you'll be alive. You won't like me anymore. And you're thinking to yourself, what the fuck are you talking about, bitch? Listen, when suddenly she starts screaming like she's Sindel from Mortal Kombat, okay? And she's releasing the sonic booms of the Lord himself. Now, Caleb is so much of a Mary Sue, okay, that the sonic booms don't blow him up, but they travel through him in harmony. And they go through him and explode the heads of every Fury on board of the Mizaki. And you got to ask yourself, what the fuck is going on? And then effectively the last 5 minutes of the show is Holly Hunter sitting there pouting because once again, Paul Giamatti pulls one over on her dumb ass and the rest of Starfleet. Like, I'm just going to say it straight up. Like, this episode was kind of fun, but it's mostly because of Paul Giamatti for me, for the like reasons it's fun. I also did kind of like the Furies for whatever the fuck was going on with them. I don't really know. Like, they have some weird effects going on and stuff, but they seem kind of cool. I'd like to know more about them. But Paul Giamatti really sold this episode. And you know what? This is the second time now that Paul Giamatti gets one over on Starfleet, and you love to see it. But you know, one good episode doesn't redeem your whole series from being trash, because quite frankly, it's been a terrible ride so far. And that's twice now that the best episodes happen to have Paul Giamatti in it, which is funny to me. Overall, a better episode, but it still doesn't redeem it. Hopefully, in the next couple episodes, it doesn't get worse. But after the first half of the season being absolute trash, well, there's not really much to look forward to, I guess. Anyways, guys, I'll catch y'all later. Peace.